AutoCAD uses three coordinate systems. The first one is absolute, i.e. uses the intersection of the x and the y axis as a reference, the origin, 0, 0. So everything in absolute is relative to that 0, 0. The second is incremental, and it just works again in a coordinate system but away from the last point. So if I drew a line, the next value would be a coordinate away from the end point of the previous line. And then the third one is polar, and again it's an incremental type of coordinate, but instead of being an x and a y value, it's a length of a line and then the angle. So let's just show you what's going on there. So first of all, whenever you start a command like line or circle, it'll always ask you to specify the first point or the center point. That's always absolute. So here I'm going to type 0 in the X box, and to get into the next box, the Y value box, I can either press the comma or the tab key. So I want the start of my line to be at X 0 and Y 0. Press enter. So by default it always jumps to polar, which means it's going to do length of a line and then an angle. So I'll just show you that, as that's what it does by default. So if I want a 50mm line at 45 degrees or 30 degrees, I just type the length and the angle in. Okay. Now depending which way you sort of move your mouse, you'll see the angle box jumping around, so you just got to pay a little bit of attention to which way that's going. So that's an incremental polar. Now if I want to just go 20mm to the right and 10mm down from the end point of the last line, an incremental, I can type a hash, which puts it into a coordinate system, 20, tab over, and then write -10. I did one little mistake there, because I had to do hash 20 and then type comma and then do -10. It's still wrong. At 20 at 20 comma -10. There we go, put the wrong symbol in. Okay, so here it went 20mm to the right and 10mm down. So I'll just do that again once more, because I got it wrong that time. So if I want to go 10mm to the right and 20mm down this time, I'm going to write at 20 comma -10. I don't think I said that first of all, but there we go. So there you go, it's just done another line, 20mm to the right and 10 down. So now, if I wanted to go back to an absolute coordinate, that's where I need to type the hash key. So the hash key puts me back into the absolute system. Now I go x0, tab over, y25. I just need to go 0, comma to get it back into a coordinate system. X0, 25. You see it's gone. X0, 25. So whenever you start a command, whichever one it might be, it always asks you for the first point, that's always absolute, so you can type a value or click. After that, by default it's polar, and to turn it into a coordinate but still be incremental, type at 20 comma 30, and that'll do it away from where you drew it. And if you want to go back to an absolute, you type hash, and then let's go back to 0, comma, otherwise it stays in polar, 0. And see, it went back to the start.